solution is to tackle plastic by spreading awareness and through education. Our solution is to tackle plastic by spreading awareness and through education.
Wait, but that's not all, folks. Subscribe now and get this free sprint from one of my other videos.
Hey everyone, Jacob here from Jacob Gundy Plays, and today we're back with another video. Today I'm going to try to do something a little bit more unique, because my past videos are kind of boring. Gaming's kind of boring to watch unless... Okay, yeah. So, basically this is called... hold on. Okay, so this is called Jacob Gundy's Favorite Hats, and why they are my favorites. So, here's the first slide. Now, of course, as all of you know, my first favorite hat, or the hat that my YouTube channel icon character person is wearing, is the runner's warm-up. So yeah, it looks like this, and it's painted a man's mint. So, here are the reasons why I like this hat. It goes with a lot of coats, as in, like, there's not really any bad scout jackets or anything, or shirts, but this pretty much goes with all of them. It does not require / allow for other facial cosmetics. No, not makeup, like a bandana or sunglasses, because, as you can see, like, right here, he already has, like, a screen. Now, and it doesn't allow for it because pretty much everything clips with the hat. And the unusuals for it are fairly cheap. Currently I have an Orbiting Planets one, and it was only like $32, which isn't actually that bad, relatively. Now, why I don't like this hat, it's hard to match paint-wise. So it kind of looks, because of the orange and yellow coloring around the rim, it kind of, say you wanted to paint it black, but you also wanted to paint your coat black. Since pretty much the whole hat right here gets painted, it kind of looks weird since only a portion of the coat looks painted. It's hard to find a third cosmetic, so you have your hat, you have your coat or whatever, but after that it's kind of hard to find something else. So like either shoes or a backpack thing. But the thing is, in my opinion, it's really hard to find a third cosmetic for this one. Now, goggles often fog up in Gmod. Now, this isn't really a problem with the hat itself, but as you can see, the goggles are already kind of foggy. But, I just think... I don't know. Now, Doe-Boy. Okay, so, honestly, pretty much no one I've never seen anyone wear this hat. But why I like it is because it fits with Soldier's character. Like, he's a soldier, right? And he wears soldier hats. And it looks like a soldier hat from, like, World War I. It's not considered edgy, like many soldier hats, like the War Pig, or the Exquisite Rack, which I wear with this, actually. Or the Crosscom Express, Double Cross, whatever. And, it looks good with most soldier coats. Now, on its own, it looks pretty bad, but if you put it with a coat, it looks really good. Now, why I don't like this hat, it's because it's bulky looking. Pretty much, like, it clips with rocket launchers. It's just big and looks very weird if you look at it for the first time. And the second style is horribly made. Seriously, I know they have to, like, I know it's called ICU, so they have to show the eyes, but, come on. They didn't even try. It's just like they raised up the hat, and then it looks weird. I just don't like it at all. I don't think anyone does. And it's not paintable. I don't really see what you'd paint if it was paintable, but I would at least like to paint this bottom tan part right here. And no unusuals for it. Since it's not an uncrateable hat, there's no unusuals for this, which kinda makes you have to buy it kind of makes you have to wear a MISC if you want to have an unusual for it, but that's not really a big problem for me since I'm poor. Now, off to the next hat. Vintage Merriweather. So, it's painted cream spirit to match with the two other cosmetics I wear as Pyro. So, why I like this hat? It goes with any other cosmetic. Literally, this is like a universal hat. Any cosmetic that you wear it with, it'll go with. I mean, you can't really go wrong with this hat. It matches with Pyro's character. I mean, the description is even, Pyro wears this hat to you know what, the description doesn't matter, okay? I didn't do my research for this, I just slapped this together. But it just goes with Pyro's character. I mean, it's like an old firefighter hat. Pyro's a fireman, I guess, 'cause he makes fire out of his flamethrower, I guess. And it fits with any paint perfectly. Like, as long as you paint the coat or whatever other cosmetics you're wearing with it the same color, it looks pretty good. And since it's smooth and all that, just fits with any paint. Now, why I don't like this hat is because it's a little too big for Pyro's head. As you can see, Pyro's head ends at around this gold stripe, maybe a little bit above. And it's also, if you look at it from the front, it's kind of sticks out on both sides. And it brings out the hitbox. As you can see, it adds all this extra, space to Pyro's head. And that's pretty much it. So, now, off to the Demo Man hat, I think. Yep, the Scotch Bonnet. So, I'm aware that not many people actually like this hat, but I'm not exactly sure why. But, yeah, this is what it looks like. And I like it because it looks like something a Demo Man would wear. I mean, like, if you're just lobbing grenades around, then you're gonna need some protection, and this looks like the helmet that would protect you. The visor adds a lot. The hat would look terrible without it. Now, I'm actually pretty impressed how the person who made this hat could, like, make the visor add so much. I mean, the visor is pretty much the whole hat. Because, just imagine wearing this top part without it. It would just look like some kind of motorcycle helmet, and Demo Man already has two of those, the all-class one and the other one, the cannonball one. It's not too bland or too exaggerated like almost all other Demo Man hats. I mean, if you look at all the other Demo Man hats, they're like big and bulky, or small and bland, or big and bland, or small and exaggerated, like I said. Why I don't like this hat? No visor down style. Now, I feel like there would be I saw some mods for a visor down style, and it really made the hat look 100% better. And it has no paint, although it still fits. So, I mean, it doesn't really need to be paintable, but I feel like it could add something more to the hat. Now, off to the heavy hat, the magnificent Mongolian. Now, I don't really have any paint for this, because the color just looks fine as it is, and that's one of my reasonings for liking it. So I like it because the unusuals are extremely cheap. As in, like, you can buy pretty much all low to mid-class tier unusuals for this hat for around $20, and that's really, really good. So the team colors were done very well, especially the blue. So, I mean, I wish they could actually make, like, a paint out of these colors, because they, like, team spirit and the value of teamwork and balaclavas are forever and all that stuff, it just doesn't, like... These colors are unique and different, and I haven't really seen them in a team paint, and I would like to see them in a team paint. So it goes with a lot of head cosmetics, and that means like sunglasses, bandanas, headphones, anything. Why I don't like this hat? It doesn't really go with anything short-sleeved. Like, you need to have a long-sleeved coat, if you're wearing a coat, to go with this hat, because it looks like a winter hat, and you're not going to wear short sleeves in the winter, unless you're me, because I'm weird like that. It's very overused because of the cheap unusuals. Now, I'm also aware that this hat it doesn't look that good, but since It has cheap unusuals. A lot of people use it, and therefore everyone thinks anyone who wears this is poor, but I don't really mind. And it demands a head cosmetic for it to look good. So as in, you need some kind of sunglasses or bandana or headphones to make it look good, or else it just kind of looks like a tent on top of his head. Now, off to the Professor's Peculiarity. You know what, I can't pronounce this, just don't judge me. So, I have it painted, Ratigan Coniger Brown, just because it looks good. So, I like this hat because it has a with or without hat style that does not clip with the hair, take the old Brooks hat, the hat, the long engineer hair, that clips with it. The Peaceniks ponytail, that also clips with the helmet style on, but this does not, and that's why I like it. It has a good hairstyle, it looks even better painted, and I don't like it because the glasses are a little bit too low, and it kind of looks like it disorients engineer's eyes. The original hair color isn't that good. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of the gray hair, especially since engineer's not really, like, that old. Next off to the Prussian Pickle Hog. You know what, just so I have this one painted a distinctive lack of hue. So I like it because, well, actually, first, I am going to say this hat was not very well made. It just looks like they took a bowl, they didn't even try to merge this front part with the top bowl, and the only good part is the spike. So, but anyways, I do like this hat because it's plain and smooth, which means it also goes well with a lot of paints. It looks good in a war-themed loadout, which means, well, I mean, it's a pickle hog, and pickle hogs are worn in, what, a war. So, I don't like this hat because it only looks good with another head cosmetic, e.g. polar pullover, deadbeats, etc. I have it with the Unknown Man, and it looks pretty good. But, other than that, because I think it exposes the ears too much, and then covers the rest of the head too much, and just looks disproportionate. And it only looks like a pickle hog when painted black. I mean, come on, pickle hogs were never red or light blue. And it only fits in war-themed loadouts, and while it looks good in a war-themed loadout, that's pretty much the only thing it can fit in. It doesn't really look good otherwise. Now, we are off to the Wetworks. So, I have this one painted Team Spirit. I think it looks really good as painted like that. So, why I like this hat, I like it because it does not enlarge Sniper's head. Like most other Sniper hats, they're like wide-brimmed and stuff, and they bring out his hitbox more. But this one is thin, and it like sticks to the side of the head, sort of. It paints with the hat the paints with the hat texture are well done. So Team Spirit, it doesn't look all washed out like it usually would. And it's edgy, but not edgy. Edgy as in, like, it makes this, like, since it's all flopped down all over his face, I guess. I'm not really sure how to explain this one, but that's kind of why I put edgy, but not edgy. So I don't like this hat, because it clips with most coats. As you can see, it comes all the way down here, which means that, it clips with any coat that adds to Sniper's collar, like the Marksman's mohair, the Dead of Night, Winter Apparel, and all that. It looks bad with some lower body cosmetics, pants, like, because the head is so small, like, say you put on the Triggerman's Tacticals, which, like, make Sniper's legs look really big, it looks weird with those. And off to the last but not least, the Hat of Cards for Spy. So I have this painted Australian gold to go with my stealthy scarf, which is also painted that. So I like this hat because it's basically the fancy fedora but better. So I don't really like the fancy fedora because, Well, it kind of is a little bit short brimmed. Well, this is wider, and on the top it's also kind of short brimmed, but it's basically an enlarged fancy fedora with 2 cards in it. It goes with my loadout, which is the Chicago overcoat and the stealthy scarf, like I said earlier. And I literally just could not find anything better, as in pretty much the only reason I chose this hat was because I couldn't find anything better. Same with the Professor's Peculiarity. And I don't like this hat because it's very edgy, to be honest, because it comes down over your eyes when you're wearing it and overshadows your face. And it feels very incomplete. So, I don't really know what I mean by that, but as in, this is, like, see how wide this top part is, but, and as I said, the brim is a little bit wider than the fancy fedora, but it just feels like it could be wider, because right here in the front, look at how big it is, and then the back, I don't know. But anyways, share your opinions in the comments. Thank you for watching. This is your IQ. Until then, goodbye, folks. That's all for now. Have a plain, basic, nice, basically nice, basic day.